Hello YouTube, this is Froogle. I'm going to show you a neat little thing I got. Kind of a vanity thing. This is not an essential thing. And you'll see it's not cheap. But it's pretty cool. So I've got my Saitek throttle quadrant here, the one that came with my yoke. And you know it's the one that came with my yoke because it has that round kind of PS2 type connector on it, like in the old keyboards and stuff. So there's that. If you go and buy a second throttle quadrant like that, like I do, that has a USB connector. Now, when you buy the second throttle quadrant, I don't actually have it here, but what you get is this plastic thing. And what you can do is you can just pull these, I can't do it facing the wrong way, but you can pull these knobs off like this. Ugh. And then you can put the replacement cover that comes across all four levers, which is kind of cool and looks good, but it's kind of useless as well, because if you have a plastic cover across all four of these levers, then you really only have one lever, right? Because you move that cover, you're moving all four levers, so why even bother having four levers? Well, there is a guy in Italy who's decided to rectify that, and he makes, oh, might as well take these off actually, he makes replacement covers, these things, for your Saitek throttles, but they are replica aircraft. So you can get 737, 777, 747, so many sevens, Airbus A320, all sorts of replica controls and stuff. Now this is the guy in Italy, and it's a company, I've got the thing here, FlightSimPM is the name of the company. Now, although it's a guy in Italy making it, there's a guy in England that contacted me, FlightSimPM-UK.co.uk. What a cool website that is. James, you need to work on that. The guy's name is James Brown, and he contacted me and said, Froogle, I got something even cooler. Now, he's a reseller for the handles, but he makes something extra which goes with the handles, which I'm going to show you today. So what he did was he sent me these. These are so cool. These are 737-800 thrust levers for Saitek throttle quadrants. How cool is that? So you get the two thrust levers, you got reversers on them as well, but obviously the reversers don't work. And if you look on the end of these, you got little buttons for the auto throttle, but again, they don't work. They're just for show, which is why I said this is kind of a vanity item. So you get those, and you get these. So speed brake and flaps. Very, very cool. Now all you need to do is you get your two throttle quadrants together, you pull the caps off like I've done. We'll put number one on here. Now I gotta remember how I did this, but it just slides on here, I think. You ever watch those shows as a kid in England, like Blue Peter? Here's one I made earlier. I should have done that. You put that on that way. You put the other one on the other way. Come on now, there we go. You put the speed brake one on the left hand side, because that's where it goes in real aircraft, and you put the flap one on the right hand side. Oops, other way around, Froogle. That way around. And you can see it's a no-brainer. Put these things together. Ta-da! Your Saitek throttle quadrant is now a proper Boeing one, which is cool, but this is where James's business comes in. So he's a reseller for these things, the handles, and again, 737, 747, 777, Airbus, pretty cool. But that's not so cool, right? You still need to strap this to your desk. It doesn't look very realistic. So what he did was he came up with this thing, which seems like really trivial, but it's actually pretty cool. This. He calls it the Throttle Box. It's a good name for it, the Throttle Box. You see there's two holes in here where your cables go, and all you need to do is you get your throttle quadrant, you feed the cable through one of these holes, so I'm going to do that. It is very much like Blue Peter now, isn't it? If you're English, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Kids programs where they make stuff. And it just drops in. So you pull the cable, and just drop it in. There we go. And then we get the other one. I think I've done it the wrong way round. I'm not entirely sure. No, I think I'm good. Get the other one, do the same thing. Gonna feed the cable in through the hole. Feeding. Now it's got non-slip feet on the bottom. And you'll find that with it, look, it goes in at this angle, right? When they go in at that angle, because it's kind of diagonal, well it is diagonal, and it's pushing down, this thing doesn't move. Look. So you no longer need to bolt it to your desk. And one of the problems I always have, not problems, but one of the dislikes I have with the Saitek throttle quadrants is you need to strap them to your desk. So if you're going to go flying and you've got two of these quadrants on your yoke, you've got to strap the yoke to the desk, strap the things to the desk. This is nice. This little box thing is very cool. But he went one extra and also provides this thing, which is an overlay. And I gave him some feedback on this, and he's going to change some of the markings here, because on the flap marking here, for example, 40 is all the way down the bottom for full flaps, and that's actually a switch. You see that? It's actually a switch on the Saitek quadrant, so that's kind of not cool. So he's going to make it so 40 is where 30 is, and so on. But all you need to do, and I'm not even sure I can do it with the handles on, so let me take these off again, and pull these off. Oh! There we go. All you need to do, take all the handles off, put your quadrants in your throttle box, and then you go and insert this. Now there's a little lip here that you insert this under, so you put that there, and there's a little lip at the back as well. So you've just got to be a little bit fiddly and kind of bend it a little bit, but it's fine. It's I don't know what it is, acrylic? It fits just fine. Come on now, honestly. There we go. There you go. So now you've got the insert, the overlay on it, and you've got all the markings on, and then you can go ahead and put all your stuff back together. So I'm doing this back to front. Hopefully I don't mess up. That's number one, engine number one. That would be engine number two, like so. Speed brake, like so. And there's the markings here for speed brake down, speed brake arm, flight to 10 up, and then flaps. There we go. And there you have it. How cool is that? It's pretty neat. I've flown with this a little bit. I flew the FlightSim 737-200, the classic that just came out, the twin jet as Jack calls it, and with this, and it's actually very good. Because of that lengthening of the shaft, it's so hard to talk about peripherals in Flight Simulator sometimes without getting a little bit, but because of the lengthening of the shaft, you've got a lot more, what's the word? It's easier to move these. You have a lot more control over these. So it's very easy to move these with your fingertips. You're not moving the thing, and you've actually got very, very fine control here, which is kind of cool. It feels nerdy cool to be sitting at your desk pushing proper 737 levers forward. Now, the downside, as I said, this was sent to me for a review by James, and thank you very much, James. I've got to point out the two things I don't like about it. One is the cost. These handles on their own are £75, which is about $100 just for the handles. And the box is about, well, I've got the website here, look at the box. It is £39 for the box, which is about, I guess, $65. So it's not cheap. It's a real vanity thing. You got some extra holiday money or birthday money or something and thought you'd go and splurge a little bit. It's not cheap, but it is kind of cool. And I think it's kind of cool because of the utility of it. Because you're no longer strapping the throttles to the desk. You can just move them up, put them on your desk, and away you go, and it doesn't slip. That's the first caveat though. The second caveat, and I spoke to James about this, and it's actually quite easy to resolve, I just haven't right now, is if you look at this real quick, it kind of wobbles a little bit. And the solution for that is just to get some tape, some little clear tape, sellotape, and just wrap it around the lever itself, and then push the handle on, and it gets a more of a solid fit. You know, over the years, I guess these have all got slightly different manufacturing tolerances. Some are slightly thicker, wider, whatever than other ones. So one size does not necessarily fit all, and you might need to put some tape on it just to make it just not wobble. It just wobbles a little bit. But only two downsides, the price and that wobbliness. Other than that, pretty cool. Thank you so much for sending these to me, James. I like these a great deal. Website and everything you need to know about these handles and where to get them and where to look at the alternatives and stuff is in the link below. Just scroll down. In fact, yeah, just scroll down. It's in the description of this video. Head on over to the website and take a look. Don't send me hate mail. It's stupid money. It's too expensive. It's a vanity item. Yeah, if you have the money and you think this is kind of cool, go ahead and do it. That's all it is. Anyway, as always, my name is Froogle. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.